What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. That's right, my friends. How is everyone doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you, the weather's perfect. So much stuff happening. Of course, still election season. Uh, pretty, pretty stressed out. I got my black tea with me, so I'm trying to wake up because I'm literally no sleep, no sleep until the grand finale, if you know what I mean. So yeah, look, y'all, we have a great show in store for you this evening. We have within our conversation, we're going to talk about the media legend, host of uh, uh, the MSNBC show, Andrea Mitchell reports. Mitchell, she has made it public that she will be ending her show after 16 years. She will still be working with NBC and NBC and MSNBC as a chief correspondent, political correspondent, but she will be ending her weekday program. Which, hey, look, Andrea Mitchell's 77 years old. That is a lot of hours. That is a lot. I mean, she's gonna have to, she's getting tired. She's made enough money. She's very successful. I think it's the perfect timing. I'm just curious of who's gonna be taking her time slot. I'm curious like that with every single uh news outlet. Whenever somebody steps down, fired, let go, or either just retires from their current position, I'm always curious to who's gonna replace them, who's gonna follow in their time slot. I mean, I remember the last time when literally CNN and Fox News had let go a few of their known uh, uh I guess you can, I'm gonna use sports terminology, but they're franchise players. They let go Chris Cuomo, Don Lemon, and then on the Fox News side, Tucker Carlson, who was making them a ton of money and success. So when they were let go, it was like, okay, who's gonna be replacing? And I will say CNN is doing a great job as far as with their primetime lineup. I'm back and forth with Caitlin Collins. No disrespect, but it's just you always want to like really look forward to like, ooh, 9 o'clock. That's Caitlin. I'm back and forth, but she's great at what she does. She's not bad. I just don't think solo programming just now, maybe in the next year. But she's much more of a on location kind of reporter, or again, like a co-host. Maybe it's just the personality for me. I don't know. She's very similar to Aaron Burnett, and I feel as though if you have two Aaron Burnett's, that's too much. That's too much for me. Now Abby Phillips I think is great. Laura Coates is great. Laura Coates freaking hosts a morning radio show, week morning radio show early in the morning, and hosts a late night news program. I mean, damn girl, you just got it going on. You got it going on. Abby Phillips as well, is doing great. On Fox News, Jesse I'm about to say Jesse Weber. Jesse what is his name? Jesse Jesse from The Five. Uh, Dang, what is his last name? That's funny how I just forgot that quick. Uh, Jesse. Just lets you know I'm not a huge fan of the guy. Let's see, Jesse. What the hell is just? Oh, Jesse Waters. Okay, I was close, but he took over Tucker Carlson's time slot. It has not been hitting in Braden wise like Tucker, but hey, look, Jesse's still on the Five, which is probably the most watched news program. I know the highest rated show on Fox News, and possibly even on all the news outlets. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Miss Andrea Mitchell making that decision. What's gonna be next? A little bit of her timeline and her background and just her career. Also, another iconic figure in the media world, this time in talk radio. Hugh Hewitt recently storms off of a Washington Post live conversation. And I wonder why. Like, to me, it's always unprofessional. I don't care how much in your feelings or how disgusted the opposing person you're talking with, and you just like, I can't get anything, I'm out of here. Like, I don't think that. Finish what you started, my friend. Finish what you started. Also, later on in the program, of course, candidate Donald J. Trump, Republican candidate for president of the United States. Yeah, that guy. He is getting himself in trouble again. That mouth of his just keeps on getting him in trouble. And I always focus, guys, on, words matter. I always speak a lot about words matter. And so this time he will this time I hear my hear my dog in the background. This time I don't know if this is going to help his campaign or continue, in my opinion, continue making it worse. And I'll speak a little more on what I'm talking about when his mouth is getting him in trouble even more than it has been in the past. But I feel like that's very on brand for Donald Trump and the Trump campaign. Also, want to talk in sports. Yo, did y'all realize how many coaches has been fired in the WNBA? Which is a bit odd because the WNBA has probably had their most successful season ever, in my opinion, since their history of in existence, right? They've had record numbers in attendance. They've had increase in revenue. They've had more stars, more celebrity recognition. And again, ratings, viewership wise, it has grown. So it's like, even if a team hasn't had a successful season, why fire them now, right? Why fire them now? So we're going to talk about it. And then if we have some time, I want to talk also about voting poll safety. There's a viral video happening or circulating as we speak of a irate individual that happens to be a Trump supporter, an irate individual, a white male, that is fussing out and cussing out and really wanting to attack black females who are volunteering their time working at the polls in a city called Orangeburg, South Carolina. So I'll play the soundbite for that and talk more about voting poll safety. And then if we have some time, I would like to speak on rapper Young Thug. I don't know if y'all heard, but his case is finally dismissed, and hey, technically he's somewhat of a free man, if that makes sense. I'll talk a little more later on the show. Again, you guys are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule for tuning in to yet another great show. We drop new episodes weeknights, wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as on the streaming platform of YouTube. Our YouTube channel is our Smooth Club Media, or you can type in the Arrington Gavin Show, whichever way is easier for you. You can also watch us on the streaming platform Rumble. So for all you Rumble users out there, just type in the Arrington Gavin Show and you will find us there. Also, my friends, you can listen to us weeknights at 11 p.m. on our radio affiliate WDJY 99.1 FM, straight talk out of Dallas, Georgia, as well as WDJYFM.com. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. Oh, and then our socials, our social medias. Please follow us on our Instagram page at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on X, formerly known as Twitter. So multiple ways you can listen and check in and stay connected, stay engaged with the conversation. Because look, within this hour, I run out of time, so I still try to talk about it on through social media as well. So again, my friends, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to support the show. Also, I want to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth. That's right. It's an all-natural men's grooming line, and they offer 17 scented beard oils, beard balms, conditioner shampoos, body wash, exfoliating soaps, facial cleansers, soy-based candles, accessories, what else, beard mist, you name it, they have it all to help enhance your facial hair care needs. Look, my friends, I see you guys out there sporting the facial hair that's rookies in my opinion, right? I see you trying to start growing the stubble. I think pandemic helped, increase that as well. But I've always been an advocate for facial hair, mustache, goatees, beards, you name it, because look, we're in a society now where whether you're a labor worker or you work in corporate America, you can still be a man of distinction while rocking a well-groomed beard, right? It's not unprofessional to have facial hair. It's not unprofessional to have a beard. People can take you very serious with a beard, right? I feel as though that narrative is just we're slowly but surely going away from that narrative. So I highly recommend Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Okay. You can find them online at their website, www.ruggedevo.com. And again, their slogan is rugged is the new smooth. Alrighty. Look, we're going to move it on. We're going to take a quick commercial break. My friends, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our fun fact of the day, and then we'll have more on the show. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned into the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Happening. Welcome back. Yeah, that was just my little dance. I'm really feeling myself today. I'm just having I've had such a great day. I don't know about you guys, but all right, let's move it on to our fun fact of the day. Check this out, my friends. So did you hear that? Check this out, my friends. Voice kind of cracked there, my bad. Did you guys know pilots and their co-pilots are required to eat different meals before flights so that they both don't end up with food poisoning? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know, but it makes sense, right? Because it's like, well, damn, if you have food poisoning, y'all screwed as people that are on board, because it's like, oh snap, this one's sick and his backup is sick. That ain't right. So it makes sense to have them eat two different meals. So I just wanted to let you guys know. I'm a person that I'm an avid flyer. I love traveling by flight. I don't care how short or how long the plane ride is. I'm that person. I don't like to drive more than 2 hours. Okay. So I'm stingy. I'm either taking a flight or I'm taking a train. I'm lazy. I don't like driving. I don't like being in the car that long. I really don't. The flights are much faster now. They're more expensive, obviously, which sucks. But they are just. I just rather fly. So hope y'all enjoy that quick fun fact. I always like to keep y'all in the loop, in the know. I feel like we learn something new every day, and that's one thing for me. I learn something new every day within a conversation. So that's just me having a conversation with you, saying, "Hey, look, did you know? Did you know?" And maybe if you have friends or if you know people that are pilots, ask them that. Ask the people that are full-time pilots, "Hey, look, before you take off, are you guys required to eat the same meal?" And they probably still do. I mean, I don't know. It's just how can they literally check each and every pilot in the world before they take flight to, oh, gotta eat two different meals. He ordered the salmon, you're ordering chicken, vice versa, something like that. All right, let's move it on. I mentioned earlier, iconic journalist and media host Andrea Mitchell. Andrea Mitchell is currently the host of Andrea Mitchell Reports on MSNBC. It's one of the part of their earlier daytime lineup, and she just announced that she will be ending her show on MSNBC, a show that she has held the ranks for 16 years. This is a report, an article reported by the Associated Press. Let me read it to you guys. It says here, veteran NBC News reporter Andrea Mitchell said recently that she plans to end her weekday MSNBC show after the inauguration of a new president and switch back to a reporting role. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Mitchell is 77 years old. She has been hosting Andrea Mitchell Reports in the daytime lineup since 2008, longer than anyone else on the network. Now, she's worked for MSNBC since, get this, my friends, since 1978. Good gracious. Covering every major political convention since 98. Now I will say Andrea Mitchell's very sharp for a 77-year-old. I would have guessed maybe I would have guessed at least mid to late 60s. I'll say I would have guessed mid to late 60s, which is, hey, that's not a jab because she's 77 years old. She doesn't look her age. I will say that. Very sharp, very quick. Says here she'll continue to report for for NBC News, and the network said she'll be a part of major breaking news and political events. Now, she says after 16 years of being in the anchor chair every day, I want time to do more what I love the most, more connecting, listening, and reporting in the field. Especially as whoever is elected president is going to undertake the monumental task of handling 2 foreign wars and the political division here at home. Mitchell will retain her titles as NBC News chief foreign affairs correspondent and chief Washington correspondent. So it's quite interesting. That's quite interesting because she's almost, I'm trying to see which one is more tougher, because I feel as though when you're always on the road and always, going from this to that, I feel like that's harder than anchoring a full show. Because in a full show, you just go to one location only. You have a lot of people with, under you. Now she is the chief correspondent, so obviously she has a staff under her, and she has seniority because hell, she's been there since the 1978, so she has seniority. But you would think she want to lay it low a little bit. No, she wants to get out. She's like, hey, I want to do more. This sitting in a desk, this is not for me. I want to sit down. I want to move. Let me tell you something. I like to sit behind the desk and conversate. Yeah, I like going, to event, but I like to go to events not to interview people, but to just hang out, right? That's why I like election night. I'm excited. I'm hosting a live 1 hour election night pre-show. It will be live on our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook page, and I will welcome my good friends. First up will be Gary McCullum. He is a social justice activist here in my hometown, businessman, former VP of Cox Communications, and he's also a former candidate. He ran for state senate a long time ago, and just very, very influential, very involved person here in the area, and a veteran as well, minister. Like I said, he's a Renaissance man, a true Renaissance man, but very, very nice guy, and I'm excited to have him on. I'm also going to have on the second block my another good friend of mine, Tiffany Boyle. She's the commissioner of revenue for the city of Newport News, Virginia. So I'm going to have that starting at 6. So put that on your time slot, my friends. Put that on your calendar. Check me out on YouTube and Facebook, and then from there, you know what, I'm going to be going from watch party to watch party, because I got about 3 I'm going to try and hit up. I might accomplish 2, but my goal is to hit 3, because it's a big day happening on election night. But I say all that to say, how I always ramble, and I appreciate y'all accepting my rambleness because I go always off the rails. But I mainly said that to say if I had to go all over those places to report, it'll be a struggle. It'll be a struggle because everything is very hybrid and very like on the quick pace. Let's see here. Let me move on to our next story. Staying within the media frame. Uh, I mentioned earlier that the gentleman by the name of Hugh Hewitt is a conservative talk radio host. Recently he storms off a Washington Post live show. Again, while the cameras are still on and he storms off. Says here that the conservative radio host and political pundit Hugh Hewitt. I just felt like saying that. Hugh Hewitt stormed off a Washington Post live event after an argument over former President Trump's rhetoric on election integrity ahead of obviously the upcoming election. It says here, is it me or does it seem like Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election? Post host Jonathan Caper asked Ruth Marcus. Now, who was appearing with Hewitt as part of the live event by claiming that cheating was taking place but suing Bucks County, Pennsylvania, for allegedly irregularities. Now, Marcus replied, Trump has been laying the groundwork to contest the election for months, setting Hugh Hewitt off. Jonathan said, Jonathan, I've got to speak up. Let Ruth finish, Hugh. And Hugh didn't like that because K-Part shot. And then, well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though it's the opinion section, Hugh said after Marcus finished. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open it up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home. So that lawsuit was brought by Republican National Committee and it was successful. The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful, he said, added referring to the GOP Virginia governor's effort to purge some 1,600 people from the voter rolls. Another quote given by Hugh Hewitt, he said, we are news people, even though we have opinions and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So, yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right and he won in court. That's the story. I'm not going to lie. I don't disagree with Hugh Hewitt on that one. After a brief pause, Capehart told Hewitt, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when Hugh, many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't based in fact. Ooh, fire back at Hugh Hewitt. And see, Hugh don't like that because he's a grown-ass man. Hugh's been in the game for a long time. Now he is a conservative radio host, meaning that he speaks mostly on conservative things and representing as a conservative. Right now, Jonathan Capehart is the opposite. Very liberal. I wouldn't say progressive, but definitely very liberal. He has a weekend program on MSNBC, if I'm not mistaken. And so he's very, passionate as well. Then it says here, Hewitt says, I won't come back, Jonathan. I'm done. Ripping his earpiece out and standing up. He would then continue to say, I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I've ever been a part of. He would continue to say, his face no longer visible on the screen. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done. Capehart attempted to move on and ask Marcus about a recent column she wrote, but the event was halted again when Marcus' cameras froze. The host was eventually forced to end the event early, saying, everybody, if you've been watching, you know these conversations can be interesting, conscientious. You just saw Hugh Hewitt leave, which is lamentable, unfortunate. It is what it is. Thank you very much for joining us. And he continued to urge viewers to subscribe to the post. I mean, hey, it's good must-see TV. For Hugh Hewitt's audience, that is on brand for him. Again, being a conservative host, a lot of strong conservative a lot of talk radio people, a lot of talk radio, conservative talk radio listeners. That is very like inspiring. They love seeing their hosts stand up for what you believe in. That's what I'm talking about. Unfair. That was so unfair. You should have left. I'm happy you left. Trust me. Hugh is going on a rant or a tour right now, speaking at different places, talking about his experience at the Washington Post. Now, look, just that little incident right there, I guarantee you he's gonna be like, see, fake news, Washington Post, fake, 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 fake. So, I mean, again, that's on brand. That's on brand. Now, me personally, again, finish what you started. Walking off is like walking off of a fight or, forfeiting. I'm not forfeiting nothing. Speak your truth, speak your mind. But I mean, again, different generation gap. Hugh Hewitt has been doing it for a long time. He is he's just probably saying I can, walk whatever, all my stuff is guaranteed, I'm still gonna get paid, I still got a show, I still got success, and yada yada yada. But I think that I think he had a right to share his opinion, Hugh Hewitt, right? And then the host, I'm not the whole debate kind of person. I allow people to come on the show, speak your truth, speak, what you think is the truth. Even if I don't agree with it, I'm like, hey, look, no, this is a platform. We share each other's opinions. We can agree to disagree. I'm very passionate about that. Agree to disagree. I respect your opinions as well as I hope you respect my opinion. Don't try and cut me off. I don't try to cut you off. We're not going to get anywhere if we keep on cutting each other off and not sharing, each other. We got to start having an understanding and say, okay, look, listen to what he's saying, take it in consideration. Listen to the opposing person, take it in consideration. That's just me. Okay, my friends, look, we're gonna take another commercial break. But before we go, I do have to thanks our proud another proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show, our friends over at Ingenious Gin. Ingenious Gin is a black owned, veteran owned gin brand. Again, it's a veteran owned with a unique spin of the original gin, this rose gold complexion spirit. I'm telling you, I'm a bourbon and whiskey guy. I don't know how many times I can tell you this, but I'm gonna keep on telling you, I am a bourbon and whiskey guy. I never drink gin until I had a Genius Gin. It's great neat, it's great on the rocks, it's great in the cocktail. It is so unique, and it's a great celebratory beverage. It's a great drink that I enjoy, fellowshipping with friends, celebrating, going through a heartache and all that stuff. No, but really, it's a gin for thinkers. Do me a favor, go visit your local Spirit or ABC stores, or even better, go online to www.ingeniousgin.com. Okay, www.ingeniousgin.com. If you're watching this right now, at the screen below, I've provided a 20% off discount code at checkout, so make sure you put that in. You receive 20% off your purchase. And do me a favor, my friends, please drink responsibly. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host with the most. Not really, I don't have the most, but I am your host, Arrington Gavin. Thank you so much for staying with us. Look, next on our conversation, we have What's our next conversation? What's our next conversation? What's our next? Oh, here it is. Whew. I'm joking, guys. I know I'm extra. So I don't know if y'all caught this. We're moving on to sports, by the way. I don't know if y'all caught this, but there has been hella coaches in the WNBA that has been fired. And I'm like, the WNBA is still on a high because they've had probably the most successful season ever in the history of the WNBA. I'm talking about they've already broke numbers in the recent WNBA draft. They broke numbers in revenue. I'm talking their home games with a lot of their franchises within the league. They were selling out home games. They were selling every game. Okay, viewership numbers increased. Their recent WNBA finals was a highly successful and most watched finals. A lot of celebrities have been endorsing the WNBA. There's a lot of new expansions that I think the Golden State, the Bay Area, is bringing on a team. Now I read something that Pat Mahomes and his wife want to bring a WNBA team to Kansas City. I mean, so much great things are happening for the WNBA, and I couldn't be more happier for them. But there has been it's a bit of a interesting thing seeing all these coaches being fired. I'm like, damn. I mean, I know they might not have had a great season, but I'm a stickler for coaches getting fired after one season because you can't make up a whole team within one season. That's impossible. That's for any sport: baseball, soccer, football, hockey, any sport. You cannot change a program in one season. But you got a lot of impatient people that's like, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win. I'm tired of losing. You promised me this, you promised me that. I don't like it. So anyway, here's just a lineup of the coaches that has been fired. At least 6 head coaches have been fired this past season. First up, Teresa Weatherspoon of the Chicago Sky. She was fired, I believe, after just one season. And they just drafted one of the most talked about public figures in the world of sports, Angel Reese. And yeah, they let her go. Not Angel Reese, but the head coach. They fired her. Eric Thibault of the Washington Mystics, let go. Kurt Miller, Los Angeles Sparks, let go. Christy Size of the Indiana Fever, let go. Now, Indiana Fever, I think that was the squad that Caitlin Clark was on, which Caitlin Clark just won Rookie of the Year. So even though season-wise it didn't do good, I mean, she did quite. So wouldn't that help her? No? All right. Teresa Trammell of the Dallas Wings, let go. And then lastly, Tanisha Wright of the Atlanta Dream, let go. So this is reported by Scripps News why half of the WNBA's head coach has been fired after a record year in the league. Now, most recently, the Kinetic Sun announced it was parting ways with former head coach Stephanie White after she led the team to the semifinals during both of her seasons in the position. So I get it. So when I do good, you still let me go. Y'all were still having a great season. Give the lady time. After 2 seasons, you let her go back-to-back semifinals. You got to be. I'm about to cuss. It says here over half of the head coaches in the WNBA has been fired or parted ways with their team since the league's 2024 season ended last month. Now, again, this might open doors for those coaches that have been fired to maybe positions as an assistant coach in the NBA. More money, more notoriety, never know. So it says here that most recently the Kinetic Sun announced it parted ways. I mentioned with the lady from the Kinetic Sun. The team finished third in the regular season this year with a 28-12 record. The Indiana Fever fired its head coach Christy Sides on Sunday after 2 seasons. This year was the first time the team had made a playoff appearance since 2016. Now, the Washington Mystics fired Eric Thibault after 2 seasons, along with his father, Mike Thibault. Dang, father and son fired. who was the team's general manager. Now the Dallas Wings fired Latricia Trammell. The Atlanta Dream let go Tanasha. So there was, let's see, 1, 2, 3 coaches that were fired just after one season, and then also, I'm sorry, four coaches that were fired after one season. After ending the season with a loss in the semifinals to the New York Liberty, the Las Vegas Aces announced it was not renewing general manager Natalie Williams' contract last week. So a lot of people are asking, why cleaning house, right? This could be a number of reasons, according to sports analysts. It says here, front office sports reported with the incoming funds from the unprecedented attentions and demand for WNBA games this year, teams can throw out bigger contracts to high-profile names across the sphere of professional and collegiate basketball. Now, the outlet noted another trend among sports teams in which general managers or team presidents want to hire head coaches that align more with their visions of the team rather than inheriting one from the previous tenure. Now, how does that sound? I want to hire somebody that sees my vision. So you're telling me these people that you just fired didn't see that same vision? What is your vision? Your vision is for success, right? Well, they need time. Success takes time, and this is advice to all, because as a business owner, as a person that works for myself, entrepreneur, look, I have to really know how to be patient. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. Success does not happen overnight. Money, all fame, all that stuff does not happen overnight. You got to put in the work. You really have to put in the work. And I feel as though, y'all, there's a lot of us out there that are just impatient and we rush into things. And then when you get mad and hate the world and you're wondering, like, why I'm doing everything. No, it's because you're not taking the proper steps on being patient and gradually building up that success. See, there's a lot of people that want to work for themselves, hate 9-to-5s, and want to work for themselves, and they're like, oh, I got this idea, I'm about to make this money, blase, 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 and don't realize, look, you got to put on a 5-year plan. There's even 7-year plans. To me, that should be adopted into the WNBA. Not, give them at least 3 years, at least 3. But you're going to fire them after one season? Like, what kind of mess is that? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't. And making the room to bring on more names to the league. Like, I mean, I get that, but I don't know. I just think that was a bit is they need more of an explanation, especially Teresa Weatherspoon and even the lady from the Kinetic Sun. I mean, back-to-back semifinal appearances. Back-to-back semifinal appearances. I really don't understand it. I really don't. But y'all, look, we're gonna move it on because I'm looking at my time. I want to make sure I can get most of my stories up. We will follow more about this on our social media platform as far as why the WNBA is cleaning house with all these coaches. But let me go ahead and bring on this story involving an irate individual out of South Carolina, Orangeburg, South Carolina, that is, at a voting poll. So a lot of people are saying, look, they need to have better safety at these voting polls for these volunteers, because it's such a crazy time right now. This is a huge election. So much is at stake, and it's dividing people apart. And to me personally, I feel as though it's because of the mouth of the almighty leader of theirs, 45, because he is, his words really, like, his words really triggers a lot of his followers to do stupid stuff. All right. I mean, try and avoid rules, because if any rule is being brought, they're like, oh, this is just another reason to not get him in office. This is that. Let me bring you this story. So this occurred in Orangeburg County recently. An altercation involved a poll worker and a man wearing a "Let's Go Brandon" hat who had reportedly been turned away from voting. In South Carolina, it is prohibited to wear a campaign material at a voting center. Now, we all know the whole "Let's Go Brandon" was really like a if y'all don't recall, during a NASCAR race, a dude that just won a NASCAR race was getting interviewed by a reporter, and in the background you can hear, I think they were saying like "F you, Biden." And then you could hear it loud and clear on camera, live television, and the lady was saying, I think they're saying, "Let's go Brandon, let's go Brandon." She's trying to cover it up, right? Since then, that everybody says "Let's go Brandon, let's go Brandon" at every, every uh conservative event, especially like UFC crowds, football, college football crowds. I mean, you're gonna hear a "Let's Go Brandon" chant, and they've made into hats, shirts, stickers, you name it. So here's a soundbite that's from that altercation, and we'll meet on the other side.
Oh, this is my right here. Wow. Why is it defending? It's like defending. Oh, I just shut up. Let me vote. There it is right there. Wow. 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 I'm not going to work with him. I may want to work with him. Oh.
And see, it's so crazy because, y'all, this is our society. People just get so butthurt from simple rules. Sir, your hat, we're not stupid. Your hat is a campaign. You are not supposed to come in wearing no MAGA hat, no Harris Waltz hat. You're not supposed to show any of that. The workers are nobody. That's why, I don't know if y'all realize, but when you see people handing Republican material or Democrat material, they're like feet away from the actual building, the voting location that you're at. It's a law. It's a rule. So the fact of the matter is, that's his way of giving known that, hey, look, y'all know whose hat this represents, right? Especially "Let's Go Brandon," which, as I mentioned before, is really "F you, Biden," who currently is still in office. So because this grown-ass white man hates the fact that there are really all black aunties, okay, telling him that's the law, sir, he's having such a... But you know what? Again, when the person that he's voting for continues to wake up all the crazies and do stupid stuff like this, it's insane. It really is insane. And see, if you can watch the video I posted on my social media page, he puts his hand, I think he touches the lady's face, like, yeah, and then she responds with, and gets him right in the kisser. I mean, like, boom. And he was about to, and he was gonna put his hands on the lady. He was, and it was so. I'll tell you, man, you don't mess with aunties. It was about 5 or 6 of them that said, "Unite." You would have thought you had another. What is that? Remember that video when it was a boat captain fighting. At first, he was getting attacked by a group of white people, white men, and I think just in general, and then somebody came in with a white a folding chair, and then you saw one guy, a black kid, swimming like if he want Michael Phelps boy to be like, oh no, we got to like that's how it was. The Alabama brawl, I think it was in Alabama. This was in South Carolina. South Carolina is still very much the South. My in-laws live in South Carolina. That town they live in is sweet. It's a sweet town. I mean, sweet looking town. But guess what? Oh, you got a lot of them folks that don't want to see colors, people, minorities in their vicinity. Trust and believe, they still exist. It's sadly, but it exists all over. It exists in liberal states. It exists in red states. It exists all over our nation. And it's really it's disheartening. It's very unfortunate that that does exist. But hey, at the end of the day, justice is served because they got it all on film. You hear the person holding the camera in the background like, wow. I mean, he was coming to start something. And I've seen people wanting to start trouble. Again, I've door knocked. And you have people who respond kindly, that's saying, already voted, I'm good. There's some people that are very interested that says, sure, I'll take some. And have a nice day. There's some that obviously have the sign no soliciting, which means they don't want to be bothered at all. So you don't try to provoke them. You just, keep it moving. Then you have some that be like, leave. No, absolutely not. Get off my property. I mean, just so rude, just for no reason. So and I understand, like, people don't like solicitors or people trying to sell you something or sway you something at your home because you're in your home, you're chillaxing, you're exhausted, this and that and the other. Look, I understand, but it's a way to respond and to folks. It's a way to just kindly say, look, I'm not interested, keep it moving. But hey, we live in a world where everybody wants to argue, everybody wants to fight, everybody wants to cause some havoc and think they can get away with it is what is hilarious. I mean, it really does. It really just blows my mind. But anyways, let's and again, I'm blaming Trump. I'm gonna say it. I'm blaming Donald J. Trump for provoking this man who's most likely a Trump supporter. Alrighty, all right. Like I blame him. Anyway, let me move it on. I want to look at what time. I think I have time to play one more soundbite before we end the show. Let's see here. So recently, and again, you would have thought Donald Trump would have learned his lesson after January 6th, but obviously he has not. So recently, Trump sat down with Tucker Carlson, another interesting guy on opposite day. Sat down with Tucker Carlson, and Trump had to say this about former Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Let me go ahead and play this clip for you, and then I'll read you a little more in context.
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. When the guns are trained on her face. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb.
So, former sitting president calls another elected official, I don't care, blue, red, Democrat, Republican, I don't care which party affiliation, you give respect to that person because they served your country. They served in the highest elected office ever. So, but you call them dumb. Okay, so that's one. Calls the lady dumb. And then says, let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her. Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't care if I know I probably have some people that are voting for Trump. Hey, that's your decision. You're entitled to that. I don't want to hear the fact is, well, he really didn't mean. You're taking his words out of context. No, the hell I'm not. When can he ever be serious is my question. When? We will never know because he can't. You know what's dumb? What's dumb is using this kind of terminology and rhetoric, and it's days away to election day. And you want to be a leader? You want to talk about unity and bringing everybody together? I mean, let me see if I'm forgetting anything. It says here, during on stage conversation with Tucker Carlson, they were in Glendale, Arizona, launched into a metering talking about against Cheney, who's one of the only two Republicans on the House committee that investigated January 6th riot. And here's the thing, y'all. There's so much investigating, like, someone actually opened the door for those people. Did they open the door when they crashed the windows and went through the windows? Did they let them in? No, crickets? Okay, then. So when I hear people that says Trump is innocent from that January, he had nothing to do with it, again, it's laughable. It's laughable. For one, it was live on air. Two, we can go back to the clips of the terms he said. Okay. There's so much. I mean, you literally saw people climbing up walls. It was a ton of people there and they climbed up. People lost their lives. All right. Because of this. An individual that was a part of the crowd lost her life. A gentleman who was there to defend the Capitol ended up losing his life. I still, to this day, it blows my mind the fact that there are people that still defends and gets tired of when people bring up January 6th. That was a part of history. There's never gonna, it'll be 20 years. We're still going to be talking about it. That is on the record. I don't understand. Trump said Cheney was a radical war hawk who wanted to keep American troops in Iraq and Syria, which he said took the lives of too many young Americans and was too expensive. And I don't need to, I will repeat it because I got a little time. Again, this man said, let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her. That's what he said. That's what a man who could possibly be the next president of the United States said. And I tell you, the week heading into election night, you've had the Madison Square Garden Trump rally, where literally everybody said some racial rhetoric crap. That was the theme of the whole entire damn show. And now you're seeing him say this. I mean, what else? What else is going to happen, y'all? What else is going to happen? And that's why there's so much paranoid individual and scared people that are like, win or lose, I'm scared of the outcome of this election. That's why, when have you ever started seeing people say, look, we need some major safety at these voting polls? Like, it's insane. It is insane. In Florida, there was a guy with a Trump flag connected to his truck, literally holding a freaking machete, waving it at voters, possibly that were going to be voting for Harris, waving it at Harris voters. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, y'all. When are you going to wake the hell up? When are you going to wake the hell up and realize this man brings so much pure evil, division, he brings so much chaos to our society, to our culture, to politics, to everything. He brings so much crap. And you know what? For those who support him just because of money, I'm sorry. It's that's not gonna cut it for me. That's not gonna cut it for me. The economy was much better when he was in office, when that was in office. It is not going to cut it. And look, I am not a rich man. By all means, I work hard for my money. Just like I know you, the listeners and the voters out there, work hard for your money. But please, please, I'm trying to tell you, come election night, y'all have got to make a big choice. For you undecided, because I know y'all still exist out there, young people that's saying, well, why not? Like take the freaking Apprentice, take the your so-called comic because he makes jokes and he's an entertainer. Take that out the picture and think of morals. Please find your moral compass and say, would you rather have someone who is willing to work with people on both sides of the aisles? Damn near she has almost every GOP member that is endorsing her. Long-standing Republicans that's always voted Republican. I'm now voting for Kamala Harris, a person that has been an elected official since on a local level to the highest level, a person who is compassionate rather than having a man who continues to spew personal attacks towards individuals of their appearance, of their minds, saying, oh, they're dumb, they're stupid, this and that and the other. Embracing white supremacists, embracing people that literally only want to have one kind of people in charge. A person that has been bankrupt multiple times, a person who's an awful businessman, a person that's a 34 freaking convicted felon, okay? 34 counts. Make that choice. Make the right choice. Please. Because it's again, that video, that soundbite I just showed you that happened in South Carolina where that man was about to attack a black female because he didn't like the fact that they told him, sir, you have to remove your hat because it shows you're not allowed to be sporting campaign wear within these posts. That person was about to literally attack a female. And guess what? With Trump in office, the man would have got away with it. The man would have got away with it. Because guess what? He knows that his fearless leader can get away with saying most of the other things. So why not? That's my freedom. That's my right. That's my amendment right. I can say and do whatever the hell I want to do. So y'all, all I ask for you is to make the right decision come election night. Please make the right decision. I'm not going to bug you anymore, but please make the right decision come election night. Y'all, that's all I have for you on today's show. Be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays, 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Odyssey, you name it, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. My friends, take care. God bless. Stay safe out there. And please, come election night, vote. Your voice is your vote. Make the right choice. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. Make the right choice, y'all. Peace and I'll see you next time.